Special thanks to Nix, Holly Miller, CJ, Kawarian Mori, Karen Duca, Sarah Bear, Elle, Kipachi, Chase Howard, Maxine Lankow, Kitty Girl Emily, Devon Kellogg, Top Shelf, Rennie, Thomas Penny, and Greyhound for supporting the channel and supporting my content. So close. Thank you so much, guys. How did I mess up at the end there? How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to not a subreddit video. I almost said it. The muscle memory almost kicked in there. We're not doing a subreddit video today. We are doing something slightly different. I mentioned this in my most recent fake disorder cringe that I had this idea, and a bunch of you guys said you wanted to see it, so that's what we're doing today. So as you've probably been able to guess by the title, today we are going to be diving into TikTok, and I'm going to be finding out, well, I say finding out, I'm going to be diagnosing myself by TikTok standards. I want to make it very clear, I am not taking any of these as a real diagnosis. I am taking all of this with a big pinch of salt. I do not count TikTok as a valid source of information. I'm doing this for fun and because I think it shows how silly it is, the levels that people will diagnose themselves with anything they find on TikTok. So I'm going to be writing these down as I go. I don't have a notebook to write it down in, so I'm using the back of an envelope, and I didn't have a pen, so I'm using a Faber-Castell art pen that I use for D&D maps. I am well prepared, you can tell. I also realized that I don't use TikTok and really don't know the nuance of finding things, so if I just quickly go over here, you can see I just have multiple tabs where I just looked up a disorder and added symptoms, and I'm hoping that that's gonna give me what I need. I don't know how this video is gonna go. Let's get into it. So this one is an actual verified doctor. So do I bypass that and just go for the silly ones? I don't know. I'm gonna click on it. Maybe I'll skip it and you guys will never know. I also want to make it clear, we're starting with ADHD. I show some ADHD symptoms already, but I am not diagnosed and I don't pretend to be. It is something I plan on talking to someone about at some point. I just haven't done it yet. I don't claim to be someone that suffers from ADHD, but if there are legitimate symptoms here, then I might actually relate to some, because I do have a couple of symptoms, so who knows. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's actually get into the video now.
Time management problems. Some people with ADHD have what we refer to as time blindness, which just means that it's very difficult for them to tell how much time has passed or how much time they might need to complete a certain task, even if it's a task that they do often. Difficulty with managing overeating and binge eating.
Video 1 down. There's 2 ticks. We're off to a good start. Okay, 4 common symptoms of ADHD. Excessive talk, overspending, struggling to get off to... I'm being called out. I knew this was going to be an unfair one because Leo, my boyfriend, thinks I have ADHD. I mean, I do bite my nails and the skin around my nail. We're 2 videos in and this is how many ticks I've got. God damn it. Let's go with this one. These people look funky. Fidgeting with everyone. Yeah, we've got that one already, but excessive talking. It's just the same video. Unable to switch off. Did you just make the exact same video? Impulsive behavior such as overspending. No, tell you what, I'm removing those last 4. They just straight up copied that video. Oh, incorrect. No, never mind. I am wrong. The first video we watched copied them. That one came out before that one. So she just straight up copied them. Okay, gotcha.
Wait, hold on. I forgot my wallet. And I forgot my keys. Hold on. All right, you ready to go? Did you get your keys? Oh, right, the keys. Hold on. Dude, this lecture is
okay,
so
that one was
boring.
me.
Hey, boss. I've been thinking about this decision for about a month, and I'm putting in my 2 weeks. Hey, boss. I've been thinking about this decision for like the past 30 seconds, and I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
Okay, I've been called out again. So you guys know that recently I quit my job, but I do have a new job. But the job I had before, I had about a month of annual leave. I had 3 weeks of annual leave, and I came back, and within 1 day of being back to my job, I gave him my notice. So I've been called out. So that's another 2 ticks. How many ticks should I be going for? How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should I be going for 10? Should I go for 10 ticks for each disorder? I can already see that this guy is using... Oh, that's a different one. Okay, we got a new one.
Struggling with friendships and relationships. Sometimes the simplest task would just stress me out so much and make me so overwhelmed. Losing interest in stuff that I really enjoyed. Certain noises like people chewing loud just does it for me. Social places like big crowds and stuff, I struggle with that. I used to snap at just people randomly if they've annoyed me.
About half of those. Okay, that's 10 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 out of 10, everybody. 11 out of 10. That's ADHD done. This is what is this video? What am I doing? Okay, we have ADHD, boys. That one's down. That one I genuinely might actually have though, and I do need to see a doctor. So there is that. So the next one is autism. I don't know if I have autism or not. Let's find out. Every case of autism is unique with its own symptoms or traits. Good way to start. Diagnosed with ADHD at 8. ADHD and autism often commonly... Oh, I can't read. Commonly diagnosed with each other. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD yet, so I can't really tick that one. Feeling that I am different than everyone else and wishing I was normal. I kind of have always not cared about being normal. I wouldn't say I'm normal, although really what is normal? But like going through school, normal and popular were two things that I kind of despised. So... half? We'll go for 1/2. That's a half a tick. I've been told I look/act and dress younger than my age. I get told the complete opposite, I'm being honest. People think I'm like 30 years old. For those of you watching this before June, I am 21. I turned 22 in June. Can make eye contact for short periods but find it uncomfortable and have to take frequent breaks to look. Yeah, no, I don't do eye contact very well at all. That's one. Intense fixations where I have to learn everything possible about a subject, and I started many business ideas that I eventually got sick of and completely discard. Yeah, no, I'd say I have fixations. I went through a Final Fantasy 14 phase where I put in over 100 hours in 1 week, so I would call that an intense fixation, you know? Being extremely gullible and naive, I think I am the opposite, honestly. I am, what's the word? I assume the worst in everything. A huge dislike of small talk. I don't know how to small talk at all. How do people do it? Tendency to overshare. Do I overshare? I'm gonna put a half for that. I might do. I think it depends on the person. Stimming that I didn't realize was stimming, e.g. picking skin off nails. So just to show you, like, my thumb focus, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it's not been so bad the last week or so, but yeah. Auditory processing disorder. Sometimes people have to repeat themselves, not because I didn't hear them, just because I couldn't process it the first time. No, I just space out instead, and I just don't actually realize they've said something. So I don't know if that comes into it or not. I'm not gonna tick that one because I don't know. We're like halfway through this one. Dyscalculia. I do actually think I have dyscalculia. I tell people that I probably have it. I have multiple family members with dyslexia. I cannot see large numbers. I can do maths. I'm okay with maths. I can't like just recite most times tables off my top of my head. I have to work them out as I go. But large numbers, if you have like 5 of the same number in a row, I can no longer tell you how many numbers there are. So that one I'm gonna tick. Although I don't know for sure I have dyscalculia. I've never been through and tested it or talked to anyone about it, but I have symptoms of. Advanced reading age as a child. In my infant school they had like the books and the levels, and I quite often would go to get a book in a level and the librarian would be like, I don't believe that you're that level, and I'm like, I just finished this book. I still do a lot of reading. Gifted and talented at art. I'm a YouTuber and a musician. I think that, I have to take that one, don't I? Moving from job to job, yeah. How many is that? 9, 10, including the 2 halves, that's 10 from one video. I think I'm gonna have to get more of these because that was just one video and I don't really want to cover everything with one video. So we're gonna move on.
Put a finger down, non-stereotypical autism edition.
Okay, good.
Put a finger down if you studied a character so much you actually became them in your head.
No.
Put a finger down if you suffer from worrying and intrusive thoughts. Put a finger down if you suffer from anxiety all the time.
Not all the time,
Put a
but
finger down if you have a special interest that isn't maths or science.
I mean, doesn't
Put a
everyone?
finger down if you suffer from sleep problems.
It
Put a
it
finger
runs in the
down
family.
if you actually enjoy socialising but can find it exhausting at times. Put a finger down if you have lots of empathy and feel too much emotion at times.
I think I'm the
Put a finger
opposite.
down if you have to shower more than 3 times a day.
Nope.
Put a finger down if you have to have control over all daily activities. And put a finger down if you zone out in conversation, especially when there's small talk.
Yeah, you know, that might just be because of ADHD though. That was, what was that? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna watch a couple more just to see how many. I looked at what, 4 for ADHD. I feel like I didn't go for enough ticks really. So how many are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Who do we want to watch? I need a random video. Oh, I've seen this one.
Nah, man, I just got symptoms disorder.
Just casually just diagnosing someone that didn't ask to be diagnosed. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Yeah, sure. Signs and symptoms of autism spectrum. Let's go. Avoids or does not keep eye contact. I mean, we've already got that one, right? Restricted or repetitive behaviors. Does making videos on the same subject every month count as a repetitive behavior? It's kind of just like my job. Delayed language and communication skills. I'm pretty good at that, I think. Follow for more. That was 2. Oh, sorry, no, that was 3. That was 3 symptoms. Symptoms of autism.
Speech delay.
What's funny is I was thinking about speech delay, and because I was thinking about it, I didn't start talking, and I don't know if that counts. Sensitivity to lights and sounds. I just have really sensitive eyes in that, like, sunlight gives me migraines. Does that count? I don't know if that counts. We didn't
Here's
click on
something I
this
did
one.
my entire life, but now realizing it was autism. I will just forget to tell them things like that are pretty important, like, you know,
yeah, I do that.
promotions,
I
job,
do that.
whatever. Just
That's fine.
share stuff, thoughts, feelings, and that's because of the autism.
Oh, that's the only one. Okay, yeah, we got that one. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's not gonna focus now. There we go, 16 for autism. So DID, we're gonna find out what DID symptoms are and see if I have DID. Let's have a look. Before I knew I had DID, I should probably write DID.
Oh no, I'm fine. It's just a really bad headache. I mean, I've gotten them since I was a kid. They're not migraines, but they're really bad. And like, who knows? They just come and go sometimes.
Is that it? Chronic headaches. All right, we're off to a good start. Incontinence with younger parts. I don't know what that means. Internal dialogue between parts. Between parts? Like, I will weigh up things in my head and I'll talk to myself about it and I'll be like weighing up the pros and cons in my head. Does that count? I don't know. I'm gonna count it. Insomnia and Nightmares. I do get that a lot, actually. I have nightmares more often than regular dreams. DID before realizing you're a system. Here we go. This is more like it. Without the romanticization. Good. Intrusive thoughts that fight back. Constantly shifting opinions and views on yourself and things in your life. I mean, okay, constantly shifting opinions and views on yourself and things in your life. Isn't that just how people develop? Isn't that just character development? Like, I as a person change. I grow and I change. My opinions on things change. My views on things change. That comes with new information and with maturing and changing as a person. So I got a ticket, but is that, you know? Forgetting friends and family, because should I be adding X's to the ones that are not so we can see ticks versus X's? Maybe that would have been smart to do, not knowing the difference between dreams and reality. Can someone please name some of the symptoms?
I can definitely name some of the symptoms of OSDD and DID, but these symptoms do overlap with other disorders. That's why you really need a trained therapist in dissociative disorders to be able to give you a more accurate diagnosis.
Thank you.
Not feeling real, not feeling like yourself, not feeling like your body is your body.
Not feeling real, does that come into derealization? Because I've been experiencing that lately. I'll take it. That seemed like a fairly good video, actually. I like that one. That wasn't like romanticizing or pretending or being quirky or edgy. That was like actually educational. Symptoms of dissociative identity disorder that no one talks about, part 2.
Severe episodes of depression, anxiety, panic attacks, dissociation, or complete amnesia around why you felt the way you did.
Isn't that something people do talk about? And I mean, yeah, I've had that in the height of my mental illness. I did experience stuff like that.
Forgetting medication, work, assignments, person goals, etc.
Yeah, I do forget goals, I'll be honest. So yeah, no, I guess, yeah. I need one that looks like they are romanticizing it. Paranoia, triggers that you don't know the cause of. Accent changes, panic attacks when you aren't upset. That just, I guess that comes in with my anxiety, but feeling like something's off all the time. Feeling headspace. Feeling headspace? What does that mean? I mean, again, at the height of my mental illness, for like a solid 2 years, I did just feel like everything was off. Everything was wrong. Like, so yeah, I guess. Friends talking about traits you didn't know you had. Doesn't everyone experience that? Doesn't everyone experience that? You know, when you take a personality test for the lols, I have to go to friends and ask them things. I have to go, this is one of the questions. What do you think about me? Because I don't know. I don't know how to answer half of those questions. My friends know who I am better than I do. Like, I guess it's a tick, but making impulsive plans that you don't want to attend, yeah. Taking responsibility for behaviors you would never do, not necessarily bad ones. We've looked at a good amount of these, I think. Let's find one more. I hope I'm showing you guys how easy it is to get ticks for these things, right? Because I very clearly do not have DID. So you shouldn't be using TikTok as a form of diagnosis. I hope I'm getting that point across, right? Known systems talking to questioning systems. Having to ask your thoughts what you did today. Isn't that called recollection? Doesn't everyone do that? Like, what did I do today? And then think about it. Doesn't everyone do that? It happened, but I wasn't there. What does that, like, things happen and I'm not there? Thoughts arguing, dissociating. I don't dissociate constantly, but I do just space out a lot. Like, not constantly, but a fair amount. I don't know if that counts. So yeah, that's probably enough. That's a lot of videos. How many ticks did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if we go by the original 10 count I was doing, I did get 13. I did get 13. Come on, camera. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. I did get 13. Again, I hope I'm showing just how easy it is to get these. Like, if you go to TikTok looking for a diagnosis, you're gonna come out with a diagnosis. Let's move on to OCD. Things I didn't realize were OCD related. Skin picking, excessive hygiene, not really. Hoarding, yeah, you guys can't see, but yeah. Fear of losing control. I think I'm pretty laid back. Unwanted sexual thoughts. I mean, yeah. Frequent nightmare/night terrors. Yes. Okay, I get it. This is a common occurrence. Repeating words/phrases. Yeah. I have a habit of, I will say something about something, and then if I say something else about that thing, I will say the thing's name again just so that it's not confused. Like, I'm definitely still talking about that thing. And quite often it means I say the thing's name twice in a row. And I'm like, I didn't need to say that. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but I do it. Overly superstitious, I'm the opposite. Being repulsed by certain clothing/food textures. Okay. So I'm weird. I don't like chicken. To be fair, I'm vegetarian, so that's not an issue anymore. But the texture of chicken, I cannot be doing. And fish. Chicken and fish, the texture. The taste, I don't really care. The texture of most chicken and most fish is awful. Actually, awful. Also, as a kid, you know those plasticky raincoats that are really thin and are basically just for rain, and they're really crinkly? Could not do them. I hated them. So I guess yeah. OCD symptom 1. What if panic overthinking? I do overthink things. I don't show it, and like people that know me don't show it, but when I get to things, I do overthink them, and then I will overcome the overthinking and do it. Or if it's something I want to buy, I will think about it so much, and then I'll finally overcome it and buy something, and then I'll just feel guilty for like 2 weeks. So that's one, I guess. symptoms of OCD that no one talks about. Researched. Making sure everything is perfect constantly. Unwanted sexual thoughts. That's come up twice now. Fear of losing control. Nah, guys, I don't think I have OCD. Touching objects randomly. Maybe. We'll put that one down for a half point because it's a maybe and I'm not sure. Because it's possible I just do it unconsciously. Always double checking things. Often repeating things. Yes, okay, I do that. Things I didn't know were signs of my OCD. Needing things to feel just right. Okay, so little story. Leo was around the other day and he was sat in this chair and I was sat on the Snorlax and he goes, would you be offended if I adjust your chair height? And I went, yes, I have this chair at the perfect height and I never touch it. And when playing games, I now have a mouse mat that takes up my entire desk. But when I used to have a regular mouse mat, the mouse mat had to sit in the perfect position for my hand to be resting in. So yeah, I think there are things. Repeating phrases and words in my head. Yeah, strong attachment to certain numbers. I mean, I do just love the number 13. It's always been my favorite number. I don't know what that's about. I think it's because it's an unlucky number that I've always loved it. So yeah, I'm gonna call OCD there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half. 10 and a half ticks on OCD. So going by the 10 rule I was originally doing, it counts. Why does I have like red marks there according to my camera? What is that about? BPD, let's have a look. Sex repulsion? Nah. Dissociation, I do. Voice crack again. I do space out, like a lot. Anytime anything is going on for too long. Someone's talking for too long, that's it, that's me gone. Classes, cannot pay attention to classes. Finding the one revolves around your whole life. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Racing intrusive thoughts. I don't really get intrusive thoughts. Like I've had them, but not often, like rarely. I get them and I understand them, but they're rare. Emptiness that can feel physically disabling. That I think just comes into my depression, honestly. But yeah, we'll take it. The 9 symptoms of borderline personality disorder.
Number 1 would be the fear of abandonment. Number 2.
Fear of abandonment. Not so much anymore, but I used to really badly get it in relationships. So yeah.
Number 2. Unstable relationships.
Unstable relationships. So the relationship I'm in now is my first stable relationship. So I guess, yeah, I've not had good relationships in the past. So yeah. 4.
Impulsive self-destructive behaviors.
In the past, but again, I think that comes into depression for me.
Number 5 would be self-harming behaviors.
Again, that comes into my depression in the past.
Number 6. Extreme and unstable mood swings.
Comes into my depression in the past.
Finally, number 9, dissociation.
Yeah, dissociation. I think, did we get that one already? We did get that one already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in 2 videos. Top symptoms I experience with quiet BPD. Extreme mood shifts from minor triggers or nothing. Fear of abandonment. In mood shifts, I used to, again, not so much anymore, but I did used to. Paranoia and psychosis, nah. Dissociation, yeah. Self-isolation, internalizing negative emotions. I do spend basically my whole life in my office on my own, so self-isolation. I don't know if that's what that means. Blaming everything on self, yeah. And I think that's enough for BPD. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Although, to be fair, the majority of those were ones that I used to do and don't anymore. I was gonna go into bipolar as well, however, I have been recording for about an hour now, so I don't think I'm going to. I think I have proven my point here with what I was trying to prove. That is, do not base your diagnosis off of TikTok. If you think you have something and genuinely think you have something, before going, I think I have this thing because of TikTok, talk to someone, speak to someone. Genuinely, if you think you have any of the issues mentioned in this video and others, talk to someone about it. That should be your very first step, is talk to a professional. Work your way to a diagnosis from there. Explore the things that help your condition, that help you, whether it's medications or whether it's just lifestyle changes or anything. Work your way from there, but you need to figure out what you have before you can really start doing that. Like, there are things you can do that can help, for sure, and you can find things that help. And if things are helping you, then great, but do not just leave a diagnosis at the self-diagnosing stage. Do not end at the I think I have this stage. Be certain, talk to someone, make sure that you are just eliminating every possibility before you have settled on something. And that's where I'm gonna end the video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope my message has got across that there is so much diagnosing done on TikTok at the moment that it's no wonder there are so many people on TikTok faking disorders or saying they have disorders they don't have, and there's so much misinformation being spread. I think I've gotten that point across now that TikTok should not be the last step in your diagnosis. If you want to support me in making more videos like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click that join button to join the channel. If you like this video and want to see other things like this, like maybe I'll take some BuzzFeed quizzes on like, do I have ADHD and that kind of thing, then let me know. I can do other videos where I explore this kind of thing, take online quizzes. It could be funny. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.